And all that is happening today, these are not only mythological stories anymore. A bunch of bright engineers are developing products and systems that are literally transforming the way the world will work, from electric vehicles to driverless cars to wearables to 3D printing and so on and so forth. And at the heart of everything is the telecom revolution and what is called embedded software that resides on small chips, and one that drives machines and decision making and control systems. And who better to talk about this than our today's speaker, Mr. Devinder Dalal, who brings with him 18 plus years of varied experience in the human resource domain within the software product and service companies. Extensive exposure in design, development and execution of HR strategies, including how to manage growth and how to build capability. At Azcom, his abilities are being fully challenged with finding the brightest minds to work on the solutions of tomorrow. He has handled end-to-end HR activities with special focus on talent acquisition, performance management, competency mapping, and successfully developed career ladders for technical staff, for assessment modules for software product organizations, and handled merger and acquisition process to integrate the culture and process of two different organizations. That's a large portfolio. He's done his master's from Symbiosis Institute of Management. So without much further delay, I would invite Mr. Dalal to give you his insights on the topic that he has chosen. Over to you, Mr. Dalal.
Milan, we will have to wait a bit. He is just connecting. There is some technical issue he is facing. We are resolving it.
Okay. While we wait for him, the format for today's session will be that Mr. Dalal will speak to you on. Let me see what is the topic. How to set goals and succeed in the world of tomorrow. The tomorrow's world is variously called as VUCA, that is volatile, uncertain, ambiguous, and complex. And the pace of VUCA is exceedingly fast. It is difficult to choose your career. What you think your career should be today will probably have changed by the time you receive your degree, and quite certainly by the time you are in your early careers. How to navigate, how to set goals which are realistic as well as something that will survive as you go forward into the future, that becomes very, very important consideration. Now, as you exit your schools, the gravity of this may not be apparent to you. So far, you have come from protected environments. The schools pretty much directed what you should learn and how you should learn. You were within the comfort of your homes, and some of you will still stay in the comfort of your homes if you are not venturing out. However, the transition from school to college or a university is the one that is engineered to make a complete professional out of you. When you come to North Cap University, we attempt to give you a degree that is good for future, and that's good for the world. With our degree, you can go pretty much anywhere in the world and work. With our degree, you should also be good for many, many, many years that you intend to work. However, you will need to learn more than what we will teach in the classrooms. You will need to learn life skills. You will need to discover yourselves. You will need to find where your talents are, and you will need to develop them. Figure out your weaknesses and work them out. All this will happen as a journey of self-discovery and exploration that needs to happen, or that needs to start now. And the sooner you start on this journey, the faster you will be, so that when you receive your degree, you will find yourself far more ready for the open world than you are today. This series of talks, what we have done is we have brought in a number of people to talk to you from different walks of life. These are people who are accomplished. They started their journey just like yourself, just that they started earlier. Their journey has not been without struggle. And where they are today is a testimony to what they did, how they developed themselves, what challenges they faced, and how they learned from them. All this is something that will come to you through this very interesting series, the North Cap Masterclass. So I'll ask Pankaj, is Mr. Dalal with us now?
Milan, he is still facing some technical difficulties at his end. He is not able to join yet. So we'll have to just give him some more time to join.
All right. In the interim though, if the students, if you have any questions, if you have any observations, some of you attended yesterday, any takeaways from them, I would like to hear you. If you remember yesterday, we heard from Mr. Jeevan Tadegavkar, again speaking about an important topic. I know some of you raised your hands, but because of shortage of time, we could not take your questions at that time. Maybe we can discuss them now if you wish. I had heard this question, not necessarily today, but a few days back. What does this Arizona State University collaboration do for us? In a simple, if I have to explain it in one line, it opens the windows for you to the world. How so? The Arizona State University is one of the leading universities at the forefront of education, acknowledged within the US. They have tracked and developed programs for trending technologies and newer areas. With this collaboration, you get access. You start learning things that are not from old textbooks, but newer knowledge. With this kind of a learning, you are more ready for what the industry wants and what the future trends demand. Not only that, with our collaboration, you get access to a series of certifications which are specifically focused on areas which have immediate relevance in the industry. Business analytics, for example. Everybody is talking about analytics, data analytics or data science. There is much more science to learn before you get to the data. And once you get to the data, there is a lot of analytics that will give you splendid insights into what is really happening. And certifications like that you will get access to. You will get access to certifications in program or project management, which are not easily available elsewhere. In addition to that, you will get access to what we call accelerated pathways. And what I mean by that is, many of you will proceed for higher education after the first degree. It's normal today that people don't stop at the first degree. You do your BTech, then you would want to do your masters from somewhere. Then you will want to do some work and then gather some certifications. This pathway to masters is made easy and accelerated by the program that we have signed, or collaboration that we have signed with Arizona State University, wherein you will be able to share credits, do some work here, and have it apply to your master's degree in the US, so that if and when you reach there and get accepted and reach there, you will be spending less time because you will also already have learned those subjects here. You will be spending less time and less effort. It will cut down your cost as well, and you will get the degree on the campus. In addition to that, you will get access to a lot of online programs and online content, which is not available elsewhere. Incidentally, this is not only for engineering, but this collaboration is for all programs. So management students can expect to benefit out of it. Law students can expect to benefit. And as we think of opening new avenues, new schools, new programs, this collaboration will apply to all of them in future. And therefore, the collaborations such as these, and there will be more in future, collaborations such as these are focused solely on one objective, which is to add value to the student, so that you as our student eventually will become alumni, and as an alumni you are more enabled to operate in world of tomorrow. That is what the university is working towards. If there are any questions or comments, I can take them now until we wait for our guest.
Yes, sir. So there is a question that a student has asked. So he asks, how NCU bridges the gap between academics and the professional world outside? Oh,
that's a wonderful question. In fact, that has been the lament of the industry for a while, that we get students who are good in academics, but they are not good in practical applications. So at NCU, we have a way of saying that the learning happens in the classrooms and outside the classrooms. What I mean by that is there is something you have to learn in the classroom. That's basically knowledge. However, you have to apply the knowledge. So we have a range of laboratory sessions, industry projects. So we have collaborations with the industry where live projects are transferred to the university and students are made to work on live projects or real life projects. Then there are industry internships which are specifically focused on giving students a feel for the real industry life. And there are a whole range of sports and cultural activities that students immerse themselves in to acquire life skills. The creativity, the physical fitness, debating, etc. Okay, I saw another question. Are there any benefits of? Okay, I saw two questions.
Yes, sir.
Will you be offering dual degree programs? We will be offering dual degree programs. As you all might know, the dual degree program has to be approved under certain conditions by UGC and our regulatory framework here in India. And as soon as those regulatory approvals are through, we will be announcing dual degree programs as well. Okay, that may not happen this year, but I fully expect that to happen during your tenure at the university. There was another question I saw. Are there any benefits to learning a foreign language? I would simply say there are always benefits to learning a language, because when you learn a language, you develop your cognitive mental faculties in a different way, and different languages help you understand how the different words are played differently, how the language is used to create an impression, to influence people, to leverage people to work towards a certain direction. It's all language. In today's world, we will influence each other only through words, not through muscle power. And in that sense, a facility with a language, an ability with a language is important. And I don't mean to say only English is important. English is important, but your mother tongue is also important. A foreign language is also important. And how is it beneficial? You see, when you when you receive a degree from us, and we hope and we wish that your careers will take you to foreign countries. If at all you find yourself in a new country, knowing the local language is going to be so much easier, so much beneficial for you. You will be able to build lasting life relationships with people out there. So please take language seriously is what I would say. Okay, are there any more questions? I'm seeing many questions flashing.
Yes, sir.
Will we have a foreign exchange programs? Yes, that is on cards. Student exchange programs is on cards. It is part of the collaboration. Very much so, and we will keep informing you as we get there. Are there any benefits to language? Yeah, I have answered that. How will the collaboration will help us at NCU? I think I answered that.
Yes, sir.
It will help you in many ways. Okay, give you many options. Can we have a benefit of dual degree even after doing first year of BTech? See, I cannot straight away answer that because the dual degree program, as you know, are constrained by UGC guidelines or the ministerial and regulatory guidelines here. Who can offer, under what conditions they can offer. But I can only tell you that under National Education Policy 2020, NEP 2020, the changes in the education system are going to be accelerated. It was announced only last year. So we are still in the early stages of the policy in terms of how to implement it and what the government wants us to do. And as it goes forward, the way we have understood the intent and the thrust of the policy is very much towards creating a series of student benefits. For instance, the policy talks about student choice or choice-based curriculum. Choice-based curriculum means you should be able to choose what you want to learn. And the NEP 2020 talks about 40% of electives in your hands. At NCO, we already have that. Okay, you decide what you want to learn through a series of open electives. Okay, so as far as will you have a benefit of dual degree program even after doing first year? Possibly yes. Again, depends on UGC and how they decide. The foreign exchange program work. Okay, the foreign exchange program works more or less in one semester in a foreign campus, and their students also come to our campus and spend a semester here or a year here. Whatever they learn here are counted towards their degree there, and whatever you learn there are counted towards your degree here. This is how most of the foreign exchange programs work. There are also one-way foreign exchanges at research level. At a PhD level, you have a postdoctoral work, which is a foreign exchange or exchange program. However, we are not, this audience is not relevant for a PhD kind of a thing. Unless some of you want to know, you can approach us separately. As far as exchange programs are concerned, they are designed to give you a feel of immersion of a foreign country, learning there, getting to know people before you come back and complete your coursework. All right. Kriti is saying, what do we have to do for participating in the foreign exchange program? We don't have it today, Kriti, but when we have it, normally there will be certain conditions put as in terms of your CGPA, eligibility, what courses you have done so far, which program you are in, etc. And these conditions are put by the inviting university. The university that will invite you for exchange, they will specify what should be the prerequisites for a foreign exchange student, what courses you should have taken earlier, how much should be your CGPA. Incidentally, CGPA matters a lot in global education. So I would urge that each one of you take your studies seriously and at least not fall short of your CGPA requirements so that you remain available for opportunities that will come your way. What is the criteria for to go for a semester at foreign university? I think I answered that. Those are set by the inviting university. Can you do PhD in CSE from NCE? Yeah, of course. We have so many PhD scholars here. We have graduated many PhD scholars. Okay, our doctoral program is quite reputed. Of course, you can do. There will be eligibility criteria, etc. But of course, you can. That's not a problem at all. Okay. What other questions can I take at this stage? I thought I saw a raised hand.
I guess Sanjeev wants to ask, do we provide the facility of preparations for GATE as well? GATE examinations.
Do we provide facility for preparation for GATE? We do provide facilities for preparation of competitive exams after for your masters. Okay, we do that, and for that we have our teachers as well as outside. Okay, Pankaj, now question for our speaker today. Anirudh, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Anirudh, can we hear you?
Yes, sir. I hope that you can hear me, sir.
We can hear you. Is Mr. Dalal able to connect or?
Sir, our IT team is in touch with him, and I think we are just about to get a success through on that. We just have to wait for five more minutes, sir.
I did see him logged in when I joined.
Yes, sir. He was in testing mode, and he logged in when you joined at that point of time. But there was a technical glitch. I think Deepak sir and Pankaj sir is onto it.
So there is a question as to how students can maintain a balance between in the classroom activities and the activities which are outside the classroom, as in co-curricular activities and the academics.
That's not an easy question to answer because maintaining a balance in anything in life is not easy. However, my only advice can be that you discover where your strengths are and play to your strengths, because that will just make you more efficient. So whatever you like, if you're strong in that, focus on that. If you are good in academics and let's say you are good in dramatics, you like theater, but you are tempted to do something else, okay, where you are not strong, maybe you should just look at where you are strong and focus yourself and go deeper. And as far as balance is concerned, I have a simple observation. You see, in life we have to do many things. Some things we like, some things we don't like. My prescription for things that you don't like is just to get them done fast, so that they are out of your way. If you delay on things that you don't like, then they are going to stay with you and they are going to drag everything down, and then you will not find time to do what you should do. So the least liked work should be done the fastest. Okay, Hemang, which club or activity at NCU can help us most for a career in management? I would tell you any club or any activity which is an organized effort will help you in management, because management is all about organizing. discovering talents from people, and leveraging them towards a goal. Pretty much anything. So I would not single out any particular club or activity which is specially for management or not for management. Shaurya is asking, what is the basic step we should take before taking part in a startup competition? By startup, do you mean entrepreneurial activity or like hackathon or something? You might type the answer, Shaurya. What is startup competition? This basically you mean competitions for creating a startup, etc. Okay, while we wait for his answer, when will the classes start? The classes are starting in online mode from 22nd September. Okay. Oh, startup competition of innovation. Okay. The basic steps is that when you are with us, approach the entrepreneurship center that we have. Professor Avtar Singh leads that. Just start discussing what you have in mind. And as you discuss, more and more questions will be asked and your ideas will become clearer. So basic steps for any startup, whether it is competition or otherwise, is to start talking about it. We will let you know physical classes soon. They are subject to, we are waiting for government clearance. We would also like to see you in classrooms ourselves. I know you are kind of looking forward to sitting in a actual classroom and learning, but hopefully that should be soon. Any books you need to purchase? Yeah, your teachers will tell you if there are any books that you will need to purchase. According to me, which specialization has more opportunities and scope? Every specialization that we have announced has a lot of scope. Now, when I say a lot of scope, you have to remember that every specialization is basically a little bit of a narrowing of the focus. Rather than giving you a very general computer science degree, our degree will be computer science with specialization in something, or electronics with specialization in something. And these specialization areas are trending areas. The trending areas also mean high wages, high packages, and ability to get placed internationally. And that's the significance of this. So I would say whatever appeals to you at the moment, do ask questions. What specializations are appealing to you and what the opportunities are, and develop your insights into that. Very good question. How do we know what specialization you are interested in? What should I do to know that? Speak to your teachers, I would say. They are the best to advise you what your talent, where your talents will be. Can we choose another specialization during summer break or any other for a touch type? You mean for initial understanding? Oh, you can do that. You can do that. In fact, I would recommend that you, while you focus on one specialization, try to gather some information about other specializations. Maybe do a small course, online or certification, just to get a feel for it. Okay, it will do wonders to your resume, and you will become a very attractive candidate, not just for higher education, but also for a good placement. Is there any WhatsApp group for students where they get information about classes and everything? That would happen, and you will get all this information from your Dean Academics office, and your faculty mentors will actually be a wonderful source of information for you. How AI and ML work in robotics? Very good question. When we think of robotics, multiple technologies come together. It is mechanical engineering and servo control systems. It is electronics, which is getting into the real-time control of the actions of the robots, and the artificial intelligence and machine learning helps robots to learn and adapt their actions depending on the changed circumstances. So as AI and ML has entered the world of robotics, robots have become much more intelligent. One leading US researcher claims that today's robots, or today's state of artificial intelligence and machine learning, has an IQ of 100. That is to say, a machine invested with AI and ML today is as intelligent as an average human, and it will get better. And that is, there are different opinions whether that's good for humanity or not good for humanity. If the robot goes and commits crimes, who's responsible? So lawyers are interested in researching that. How to manage these actions, management students are researching. And so this is, while AI and ML is just a technology, it is already seeing widespread impact in the society. And in that sense, there is a convergence of technology. If you want to study robotics, you will have to understand AI ML. If you want to study AI ML, you will have to understand robotics and other fields as well. What are some of the characteristics of students that you think contribute in successful completion of course and in the program? I would simply say focus, a single-minded focus. Okay, you will have distractions. You will have to decide that you have rest of your life left for you to follow your fascinations and distractions. You have next 4 years for you or 3 years for you, depending on the program you are enrolled in. 5 years for lawyers. These 4 years will matter what you do. Okay, and if you maintain focus, you will succeed. You have not learned any language. Will college teach us C, C++, etc.? Yes, we will. We will teach you that. All right. Mr. Dalal, welcome. Good morning and welcome. You're muted. I have introduced you, and the students are eagerly looking forward to hearing what you have to say. So without any further delay, I will hand over to you, Mr. Dalal.
Thanks everyone, and thanks for waiting. So good morning to all the student managers, student engineers, student lawyers, and all the students who have joined. Right. So I'll straightforward jump to the my presentation. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so today I'm going to present on how to set the goals and succeed in tomorrow's world. to go further, let's understand what I mean by tomorrow's world, right? So if you see in tomorrow's world, the speed of change is going to be the fastest which we are experiencing. Everything is changing every day. 1 year back, we never thought that we're going to have this kind of a sessions over online, right? We never thought that the kind of a lifestyle where we are living inside the home, right, is going to change so much, and nobody can predict how it's going to change in next 1 year, right? Second is the environment is changing, right? Earlier we are talking about globalization, whereas each and every country is talking about Swadeshi, make in India, make in America, make in Europe, right? Things are changing. Technology is one of the one which is changing very, very fast, right? And it's not only in the living life, right? So governments is also adapting these changes, right? So we see digitization out there, right? We never thought that we are going to get Form 16 and other things from the government websites. So we can see the change it's happening in daily life every day. The new things are happening. The competition is very, very aggressive. We see a lot of disruptions and the new games which are coming in. Things don't stop here. We are expecting to have robots with an emotional quotient. As of now, robots are used to just to automate the things. But new kind of robots which are coming also have an emotional quotient. And the last, the all routine activities will be done by robots, right? Whether you talk about Alexa, Siri, or you talk about connected cars or anything, right? Right. We also call it as Industry 4.0 also, where machines are controlling machines. So this is the way that world is changing, right? Then the question comes, right? Why we need goal setting? If things are changing so fast, then why we need goal setting and how we can do that, right? So before getting into that, right, I generally want to ask 5 questions to all my new people getting into the uh, college life, right, where you have to clear out your thoughts that now you are no more competing with your classmates. No other reasons, right, to give whether what is your performance out there. To start with, 5 general questions that I generally ask, and I request everybody to use your chatbot to answer it. So first question is going to be in yes or no. You have to tell me, is there any student in this world who don't want to succeed? So all of you can start answering on the chatbot, right? Do you see any student in this world who don't want to succeed? Okay, I see chat is turned off for this meeting. Okay, fine, no issues. So you can write down your answers with you, right? The first question is that, is there any student in this world who don't want to succeed? My second question, is there any teacher in this world who don't want his students to succeed? My third question, is there any parent in this world who don't want his child to succeed? Fourth.
No, sir.
Right. So is there any employee in this world who don't want to succeed? Right.
No, sir.
And the fifth question, is there any company in this world who don't want his employees to succeed? Right. So these are 5 questions, or 5 different roles that every person is playing. One of the role that every person is playing in this world, and you will see that nobody wants any individual to fail in this world. Everybody wants people to succeed. Still, very few people reaches the top. Very few people are satisfied with their efforts. Right? And always the answer is going to be the two answers. One is that people don't have the clarity what they want to achieve, or they don't put enough of efforts to achieve those goals. Now, when you're coming out of schools and getting into college, right, the difference between college and school is that in school you are competing with different classmates from your school or other school. The difference in college is that you are not competing with each other. Instead, you are competing with yourself. All other people are there, right? Whether it's your colleagues, it's your teachers, it's your parents, all other people are there to help you out to achieve these things. So don't mix up your growth with others. Be confident and clarify that now your success is in your own hand, and that is the reason why goal setting is important. To decide what is important for you to achieve in your life. Everybody cannot become everybody, right? You cannot become Tiger Shroff. You cannot become an Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, or you cannot become Elon Musk at same time. You have to choose which is your area that gives you maximum satisfaction, and you start working on that, separating what is important from what is irrelevant, right? What motivates me doesn't motivate anybody else, and same thing applies vice versa. Third point, motivating yourself to achievement. Fourth, building your self-confidence based on measured achievement of goals. I have another exercise, right, for all of you to do at your end. Take a paper and pencil and write down 2 best moments. What I mean by best moments of your life are which are memorable and you are proud of. So I'll give it 20 seconds break for everybody. Just write down 2 or 1 best moment of your life which are memorable and you are proud of. Okay, so I'm sure all of you have written down. Now put this things in basket A or B based on the definition that I'm going to provide it to you. You put it in basket A if you got these memorable or proud moments without your efforts. What I mean, if somebody gifted you these moments, you were not expecting these things. So that can be your best birthday gift. That can be your some lucky draw, anything. And in case these memorable and proud moments are the one which you have achieved, you have earned it through your hard work, then put it in basket B. Right. These can be when you have topped in particular class, you got some best sportsman award, you scored some century, you did an extra effort for some project where you got an award for it, anything like that. Any moment that you have earned it for yourself. Right. Now you have your answers with you. I did this exercise with more than 500 people, and believe me, I yet to come across people who says that their best moments are in basket A. Your best moments are going to be the one which you are going to earn for yourself. And that's where the goal setting plays the role. Once you set up the goals for yourself, right, and you achieve those goals, that's going to give you the maximum satisfaction in your life. Right. My next 2 steps is going to focus on, first is how to set up the goals and how to achieve them. First is that divide your goals into 3 different areas. First can be a career or professional, and in your case, it will be academic based. Second is behavioral work and soft skills that you need to further improve. And third, which is equally important, is your personal or recreation goals. Right? Every person have a balanced life. So all these 3 goals are equally important. Start setting up those goals, right? And I'll show you the different things that it should meet, that to be goals be there. And it's a continuous process. You can keep on changing or upgrading these goals every 6 months. You have to make sure that these goals meet these SMART criteria, whether your goal is specific or not. Is it measurable? Is it achievable? It should be realistic, and it should be time bound. So when you set up the goals, make sure you know what you have to achieve, how you're going to measure it, and it will be best if you can put a milestones against it. It should be achievable. It should not be very high, but yes, it should be something which make you stretch. It should be realistic, and it should be time bound. Then comes how to achieve those goals, right? Have a discipline for this. Clear schedule for every day. Let me tell you, right? Schedule never lies. If you are not achieving that thing, right, then go and check your last 2 days schedule. If your particular activity doesn't lies on that in that schedule, it means it's not on your priority. So you can check your facts according to that. Increase your speed of learning. Not only that you are studying with yourself, but you should also learn from your colleagues also, friends also. Have a open discussion groups. And in the last, be humble. If you are not simple or humble, your allies will not work with you. In the areas that you're going to work, whether it's in management or in engineering or in the towards the law side, right? Till the time you're not converting your knowledge and skill into an art, it will not be very useful. That's where the role of allies comes. Allies with your, what I mean is your teachers and your colleagues. So keep working with them, right? And this one, which I say that how to achieve goals, in this you have to keep push and pull factors both. Push is that when things are pushing you, coming to you, right, and you're not approaching them. So something like step number 1, having the relevant newsletters coming to your inbox, that makes you to learn what all things are happening in the world. Follow industry leaders or gurus on LinkedIn, TED Talks, YouTube. You have different things. You can choose the area of your competence and specialization, and make sure that things are reaching out to you whenever anybody is updating anything. Join an industry or professional association, right? Every field have different professional groups. So you can part of that, so that newsletters come to you and you know what's happening in the world. I put this first step 1 and step 2 in push category because you have to just do the initial 1 hour step, and the information will start flowing into your inbox. Step 3 and step 4 are your pull factors. Pull means you have to stretch yourself to do something, right? That is learn to work, learn at work and study at study place. So in your case, it's going to be more of a study place learning. Choose a mentor, analyze, where you can do a brainstorming on different topics. Ask for stretched opportunities in projects and assignments. The more you stretch during your college days, right, better will be your knowledge level that helps you to perform in the corporate world. Step 4 is formal courses. There are some formal courses which are out of the study area and which are very, very small. You can subscribe to them maybe during your winter holidays or the summer holidays, that you can take part of that. In the end, I'll say the success mantra is what we have to understand is, all we need to understand is what gets measured gets managed. So if you want to really manage your career in the coming time, if you want to manage your time period during your study time, right, in your different courses, right, start measuring those targets. So I'm done with my presentation. Hope it's add value to you. Now I'm opening it. If you have any questions, please let me know. So Richard, do you have any questions from any student?
Yes, sir. We have actually two questions, sir. Uh, so first one is, at an undergraduate level, when we have just started exploring our interests, how can we set an adequate professional goal for ourselves?
Right. So goals remain that, depending on what level you are, right? So you can have to have goals at every level, maybe at a graduate level also. You know your subjects that you have to study at that particular time, right? Based on that, you can make your targets. Okay, that I'm going to achieve this much percentage. I'm going to do at least 2 project works, right, on this topic in the year. I am going to present at least 2 topics to my classmates on these topics, and and relate it with what happening in the industry.
Yes. Thank you, sir. So another question is, accuracy or speed? Which one becomes more important in case of learning and goal setting?
I will say both, right? So speed matters when you have a very short target, right? Whereas accuracy matters in results. So depending on that, your goal out there, right? What is the timeline that you have to achieve that? Within that timeline, you can have multiple milestones and target for accuracy. Right? So both are there. You should not land up into a scenario which we called as analysis paralysis, right? For no too much of accuracy and precision, we don't meet the timeline. So within the timeline, right, for which we have to have that kind of a speed, right, you have to put your best and accuracy depending again on your target. What is your target, and you can achieve that. So there are different sample studies where you find that even a 80% accuracy or 90% accuracy is good enough.
Sir, Anubhav asks, can you please give some tips on time management so that completing academics, we have a lot of time for learning extra things?
Right. So once you have your schedule, now schedule includes your weekdays and weekends. So when you start having your particular schedule and you allocate your timings for these areas, then it's easy to manage. If you do it in a reactive way, then it's going to be different, right? And you will always find the reason why you're not achieving it, right? Let's say if I want to do some extra learning or extra activity, can I allocate another 2 hours, right, on the weekends? Let's say in the morning after, in the morning 9 to 11, when I don't have any kind of any other activity at home, can I just focus only on that time on learning, and I'm not going to do anything else on that, right? So it's a proactive activity. If you are proactively putting your schedule in place, then yes, you will be able to take out time. Otherwise, it's difficult.
So another question is, how can we stop procrastinating if we have to achieve our goals faster?
So if we use a smart parameter, a smart parameter, T stands for time bound. If we know that we have to achieve this particular activity by this time, right, we make sure that we achieve it. So it helps to stop procrastinating, right? But if we don't have the timeline in our goals, we keep on postponing it, right? And the goals which are on the lowest level, we generally tend to procrastinate that one, or the toughest one, I will say, because you feel like that, okay, I can do this later. So every goal should have, should be specific, measurable, and time bound, that I will say.
So we have a last question which states, how can we increase our speed of learning?
Right. So in learning, there are two things out there. One is that what you learn, that in terms of knowledge and skill. And third thing comes up, that how you convert into practicality so that you have a high level of retention power. Right. So have your mini groups in your college, right? Let's say a group of 4 or 5 people, where you decide that, okay, what is the important topic that you have discussed today, right? Let's discuss its practicality and the implementation in our day-to-day life. That can be for the management people also, that can be for engineering, that can be for law people, that, okay, whatever you're studying, on a daily basis, where are you using it in a practical life? Can you connect it? The day you start connecting it, your understanding and retainability going to increase very high.
Sir, Tanveer has asked a question. Sir, which is more important, prioritizing the tasks or uh, prioritizing the urgent tasks or the important tasks?
Right. I will say, when you're making a to-do list out there, right? Important and urgent things are equally important. If you don't do the urgent things, all your activities will start becoming the urgent things, right? But if I'm doing the urgent thing, and after that, the time left, if I'm not completing the important thing, right, that thing will become urgent on the next day, right? And what we know, so there's going to be two things what happen in college life. One is that one external factors like college and other people portion. So all those things become urgent if you're not completing your important activities today, right? Because they will, no, the schedule will keep on going, the exams will keep on going, right? But whenever you're getting that extra time, right, are you completing those important things or not?
Yes, sir. Sir, I guess we have covered most of the important questions that were from students. Others are mostly from what you have already addressed. Sir, so thank you so much for answering to the questions. Milind, sir, I would now like to request you to kindly take over from here.
Before I thank Mr. Dalal for his wonderful speech or discussion, I have one question for him from my side. Sir, when you look for campus graduates, apart from CGPA, what skills do you look for?
Right. So when we go for campus out there, what we try to see, right? One is that how much a person has, acquired the kind of a knowledge where he says that I am good at. If he says I am good at this, then actually he is good at that thing or not. One. And second is a thought process. Is a person have an agility to think differently, right? And develop his skills out there. That's why I said that brainstorming sessions play a very big role, right? Let's say I'm hiring a computer science graduate out there, right? Yes, I will definitely go to check what the knowledge, what kind of a knowledge person have on C, C++, on data structures, right? But at the same time, how much time the person has spent to understand the applicability of these, knowledge and skills.
And anything that students should do to prepare so that their thinking processes become more evident to hiring managers such as you?
Right. So whenever there's a different kind of projects that are given by either the corporates or the college to the people, I know that's the best time where these people are converting their knowledge and skill into a competence level. Now, right, where you come to know how to apply those knowledge and skill. Right. They should do these things very sincerely. So what I have seen in campus hiring, right, 60 to 70% of the questions are revolve around the course projects these people has done. Right? So I also have participated in few colleges where they have specific sessions on evaluation of the projects by the corporate world, right? And they push to a level where they say that okay, if the person has to go back and redo the project, then they will ask the person to do it, because that's where it's their knowledge is getting converted into a skill and competency level, which is going to be useful in corporate life.
That's wonderful to know. So that brings us to the end of this very interesting talk by Mr. Dalal. On behalf of the North Cap University and all the students and faculty, I must thank you, Mr. Dalal, for sparing your time and talking to us, giving us important perspectives about why it is important to focus on your skills building, take projects and internships seriously, develop your thinking processes, and be prepared for disruptive change which will happen in your life. Thank you, sir. And in near future, we do expect to interact with you and get you to our campus more often.
Sure. My pleasure. Thanks everyone. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So that brings us to the close of this session, Richa, and we can formally close.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for attending the session.